everyone, welcome to Mexico City. I just walked into my apartment, just arrived, and got out of my Uber. It was quite a long drive, so I'm gonna walk you around. So this is what you see when you come in. This is the kitchen. I'm gonna be here a while, so I wanted a kitchen. This is the dining area and the living room. There's a TV. So it looks like from this angle. And there's like apparently a guest bathroom, which is really cool. You have all kinds of, I guess, cleaning supplies in here, which is nice. And then this is the bedroom. It actually is so nice and light. I love like all the light in here. It's just so great. And so obviously there's places to put my clothes, another TV, and a storage area. Has some towels in here, and air conditioning, which I probably won't need. Ooh, and a ironing board. And then this is my actual bathroom. And in the pictures, it looked just like this. And I was like, great, like the space looks clean. We have a little laundry, what do you call it? Washer. A washer here. But I was like, well, what's inside the shower? Because it's like closed. I was like, probably hiding something. But it's actually a pretty nice shower. It's not, like, look at the shower head. It's really nice. Oh, I didn't even see they have like a whole map of Mexico. Oh, and here, I don't know what this is. Oh, this is so smart. A whole artistic map. That's really cool. Yeah, so like I am really happy with this place. This is actually the reason why I chose this place, is because the bathroom had crosses in it. I know that sounds super Christian of me, but I am a super Christian, in case you couldn't tell. This is gonna be my abode for the next month. Yes, a whole entire month. And I'm so excited to just have space and time to myself, be with God, explore the city. I do have a story time for you though, but I'm gonna go ahead and unpack, maybe just rest a little bit, and then I'll come back and tell you my little travel story time. There's a lesson in there. So stick with me. Thank goodness, like I took a video as soon as I walked in, because I definitely thought that I did this, like I broke it, but thankfully it was already like that. It is Mexico City, so there's always going to be noise. I should know that, but this is a relatively quiet street, so I'm kind of expecting it to be a little bit on the lower side. I'm trying to keep my voice at a indoor level because apparently people are kind of finicky about noise here. Look, this is crooked. I did try to improve the sound quality by plugging in my phone, but there was a bunch of interference, noise in the background, so we're just gonna deal with this for now until I can figure out a different setup. But story time. The reason that I'm on this trip, well, I guess originally I booked it because I just wanted to get away. I wanted to feel like I was getting momentum in some way, going somewhere. As the date kept coming closer, my intention for the trip kind of changed. I really was also feeling kind of like I wasn't being spiritually still enough. I wasn't having enough stillness with God in my day-to-day life. There was always something, there was always some meeting or something I had to do, and it was kind of distracting. It's just distracting even just being around familiar environment, because you think about all the things you have to do and you don't get a moment to kind of just be. This trip is just for me and God, really. For me to enjoy the city. I love Mexico. I love their people. I love the culture, the food, everything. I don't really know anyone who doesn't, so I'm just joining the club. I'm not out here to find anything, look for anything. Definitely not here to look for any men. Definitely not out here trying to rope a husband, okay? This was dedicated to God. You know, I had a feeling that what I'm about to tell you was gonna happen. So finally, we board the plane. And when I get to my seat, there's already a guy sitting in the aisle seat. I like the window. So I'm sitting in the window and he's kind of blocking my way. I'm sure you know where this is going. I'm sure you know. So I just say, yeah, I'm sitting right there at the window. Didn't even pay attention to him. I don't think I even looked him in the face. I was just like, yeah, I'm sitting there. Please get out of my way. I said, gracias, because I didn't know what language he spoke. I was like, gracias. He said, de nada. But he said it like a little too anyway, we're not gonna get into it. I already knew from the de nada that I'm just not gonna look at him. I was like happy that we have a seat in between us. Let's just say that. And you know, I'm just kind of looking out the window. I love to see the planes and to see the taxi and take off and things like that. Adjusting myself. And I noticed this guy keeps looking over. Now I think, okay, Caroline, don't freak out. He's just looking at the window. He's just looking at the window. But he kept doing it, and there, nothing had changed. There's only so much you can see from the aisle seat through the window. So at some point I realized, okay, this guy's looking at me. Trouble, 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 trouble. You know, there's only so many times somebody can look at you and you don't look back. It got me one time. He was looking over. I just glanced over just to make sure he wasn't looking at me, and lo and behold, here we go. Eye contact. Now we're best friends. So you can't take it back. You can't take the eye contact back. Once you do it and the guy's determined, you can't take it back. So here we go with all the unnecessary information I didn't ask for about himself and his life. But hey, he was the sweetest guy. He was very kind, trying to help me figure myself out in Mexico. Well, did you know this and did you know that? And when you do this, don't do that. You know, he's trying to help me adjust before we've even taken off. He's already welcoming me to Mexico City, and we haven't left Los Angeles, people, okay? Now, in retrospect, in the, hour, 2 hours since, I'm happy that we did connect, because I feel like this is really good material to kind of begin the talks on masculinity, a more casual talk. I do want to kind of use this guy as an example for one quality that I always see in masculine men, and that is very apparent in the character of God. Inherently and comfortably masculine men honor the weaker vessel. This is so important to recognize, I think, as women. It can actually, I think, help you get out of so much trouble with men, identify the wrong ones really quickly, because inherently masculine men, they go immediately into protect, provide, order mode when they are in the presence of a weaker vessel, a woman. This guy immediately was like, are you staying in one of the safe areas? Are you doing this? Know that the altitude is this and that you might get a little bit drowsy, but it's okay. You can just take an aspirin. And he went immediately into protective mode. If you need any help, don't hesitate to reach out. He gave me his contact. What I noticed from him is that he did have that inherently masculine quality of seeing that someone is weaker than him or in a weaker position, doesn't really know the country, doesn't really know the language too well, and immediately he goes into, okay, let me help you. Let me protect you, let me fix, let me do, let me. And sometimes women can be annoyed by this. I'm sure you've heard of mansplaining and the such like, you know, where women kind of get a little bit upset that men don't recognize that I already know that information. Like, I already knew about the altitude stuff. I already knew about some of this stuff. I didn't know all of it. Don't get me wrong. But I was so happy and I felt honored. I felt honored as a woman that a man was like, who didn't even know me, just went straight into how can I help you mode. Because that's how men are. That's how masculine men are. They go immediately into how do I support you? How do I make life easier for you? They do not sit back and go, okay, hope you figure it out. Good luck. Now, to some extent, yeah, they don't, I mean, this guy didn't really know me. He didn't carry all my bags or something like that. He did as much as he could. He did as much as he could to make me feel like I was really getting a little bit of a special treatment coming into Mexico. He even told some of the immigration officials that we were together so that I could get through faster. He would tell me different tips so that I could get my bags fast and get out and where to go. I just thought that was so amazing. Like, he basically kind of, it sounds so creepy, I know, because in our modern world, we're just not used to it. But he basically held my hand into Mexico. The only thing I had to figure out myself was like where to catch my Uber. I appreciate that. I was not annoyed by that. I know I looked annoyed when I was beginning my story, but honestly, I appreciated it. I know I was like, I don't want to meet any men, I don't want to talk to any dudes right now, but I kind of almost see it as God showing me like, see, this is how men are supposed to be around you as a woman. This is how they're just supposed to be. Not because even if they're interested, maybe he was interested, I'm not saying he wasn't, but just that he sees that you're new and that you might need help here, and he just goes immediately into trying to help you, trying to support you, trying to fix things so that your life is easier. And that is an inherently masculine trait, because on the female side, I mean, we love being taken care of, right? The feminine side loves to be taken care of, secured. But the masculine side, they love to feel like the ones who are capable of securing and capable of bringing order and capable of producing relief and rest in another's life. That is an inherently masculine reward. I did that. Like, I put her at ease. I made her feel good. I made her feel safe. That actually makes a man feel amazing. Like, if you just sit there and you receive it and you don't go, oh my gosh, mansplaining, and roll your eyes. But when you receive it and you're like, wow, thank you so much. That really helps, even if it doesn't. Even if it really doesn't. You're saying thank you to his innate masculine response to want to help you. His desire to help you, whether or not it actually helped, is what I like to say thank you for. And it really does do a lot for a naturally masculine man. And this particular man would have the type of interest that was not creepy but very helpful. I think that that's actually more masculine. I think it's actually less masculine if a man tries to make it about his desires and his wants. If a man tries to approach you with what he wants from you, with his desires, that is not masculine. That is not feminine. That's just toxic. That's the beginnings of toxicity. That's less masculine than a man who comes into your space and says, how can I help? How can I support? Where can I fix? That actually is a very masculine way of being. And again, it doesn't have to be like the guy's interested in you. It might just be that he notices that, oh, you're new. Like, let me help you. Let me, assist. Let me do this, that. And I want to tie this into God, to the character of God, because I don't want it to just be me just talking my own opinion. But if you think about the way that Jesus came to his bride, he didn't come to waste time. He didn't come to tell the bride, you need to do this, that, and the other for me. That's what the law did. The law said, well, you need to do this, that, and the other to please me. And there's nothing wrong with that. your desires are valid. Men's desires are valid, right? And they're there for a reason. However, Jesus, the bridegroom, he actually came to help the bride, to heal her, to open her eyes. He came as a fixer. The bridegroom came to his bride already wanting to fix things, put things in order, bring clarity, tell her the way to go. Isn't that so interesting how my encounter with this man is kind of such a great example of what the bridegroom did for the bride, what Jesus did for his church. The focus of I need to do whatever I have to do to save my bride, to help her, to show her the way, to heal her, to open her eyes, to help her to walk again. I'm going to put things back in order so that her life is not just made easier, but her life is made free. She has a new life. Because I came in and put things in order and showed her the way. We as the church, we really do need that masculinity that comes from the bridegroom, that comes from Jesus Christ. We really do need that. And I'm saying that as women as well, we can find the joy and the pleasure in receiving this God-given desire in men to help, to fix, to show the way, to lead the way, to, and not be disparaging of it and not be dismissive of it. Because could you imagine? I mean, that is exactly what happened to Jesus. When he came to bring clarity, came to bring truth, he was rejected. He was told that he was talking nonsense, that he was a blasphemer. He was essentially told, go back to Nazareth, like, who are you? And he was rejected. And I don't want to do that to the masculine image of God, which is the man. If he wants to help, if he wants to fix, if he wants to show the way and give information that maybe I had, maybe I didn't have, I'm just gonna say thank you. I'm gonna say thank you at making the effort. I'm gonna say thank you for having that desire, for honoring me as the weaker vessel, for honoring me as being the woman, and I find joy in that. That might be contrary to modern opinion, but I can see biblically and I can see naturally that it is good to be receptive of this nature of being a fixer that comes with masculinity. I can appreciate that. I can honor it. I can honor a man's masculinity when he shows it in this way. And so that would be my opening act to my talk on masculinity. Obviously, be safe. I'm not telling you to talk to strangers. Like, some things I feel like God does orchestrate. Honestly, I really do feel like this trip that I'm on is about me learning who the bridegroom is, who is Jesus Christ to his bride, and recognizing all the ways that he loves his bride. It's not just with words, it's not just with speech. There are actions, there are attitudes that the bridegroom, that Jesus Christ had towards his church. And I think that this revelation will open my eyes, hopefully your eyes, to what qualities to look for in a man and what qualities to cultivate as a woman, to be able to see what is a bride's role, what is a bridegroom's role, how do I recognize this? I want to know that in my heart, not just in my head. Couldn't even sit down on the plane. God's already started. He's already started. And so I think he's going to continue in that vein, but we'll see. God can definitely surprise me. Thank you so much for joining me here on Lily of the Field. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If something touched you, I'd love to hear it. Leave those comments down below. Have a blessed day, and remember that God has given you everything you need to grow. Bye.